Forgiveness is praised everywhere as the spiritual ideal. Let go, move on, release the resentment. But what if forgiving too soon or too automatically feels like betraying yourself? What if your body resists not out of bitterness, but because a deeper truth is asking to be honored first? Today, let's talk about what your nervous system is really saying when forgiveness feels impossible, and how to navigate that tension without bypassing your own healing. If you want practical tools to anchor your boundaries while you do this work, just comment below, give me the guide, and I'll send you my top 7 energetic boundaries for awakening empaths. In many spiritual and relational spaces, forgiveness is treated as a finish line. It is framed as the only proof that you have transcended the harm. And this is deeply problematic because it ignores how the body stores injury. Trauma is not a thought pattern. It is a somatic imprint. When you rush forgiveness, you risk layering a spiritual narrative over a still wounded system. The words "I forgive" might come out of your mouth, but your body will still be carrying the alert that this person is dangerous. This harm has not been fully seen. And that mismatch between the mind's desire to move on and the body's signals of alarm can create even more confusion and shame. So true forgiveness is only possible from a place of authentic safety. Anything else is an act of self-betrayal, no matter how well-intentioned. There was a time when I forced myself to forgive people who had actively harmed me, thinking that it was the only way to graduate spiritually. I tried to forgive before I even had a chance to name what had happened, before I had space to grieve, and before my body felt protected. That forgiveness collapsed almost instantly. The anger and fear would come roaring back, leaving me doubting my progress and feeling even more broken than before. It wasn't until I let myself fully acknowledge the betrayal, to name it and to feel it and to rage if needed, that real forgiveness even became possible. Inside the sovereignty sequence, this is exactly why we build the capacity for truth before we talk about letting go, because your system cannot release what it is still fighting to survive. Let's break down what your nervous system is really doing when forgiveness feels impossible. Your survival system is designed to protect you. When it senses a pattern of harm, it stays on alert. And if you try to override that alert with a spiritual concept like "I should forgive," your system will protest. And that protest is wisdom. It's saying, the danger is not resolved. The boundary is still unclear. My truth has not been witnessed. This is called premature integration. You're trying to heal a wound before you've cleaned it. Forgiveness that happens on top of unacknowledged pain is not healing. It is self-erasure dressed up as virtue. So what can you do instead? First, slow down. There is no moral emergency to forgive. Give yourself permission to hold the boundary of not yet. Second, name the harm clearly. Whether in writing with a therapist or in quiet reflection, get honest about what really happened and how it impacted you. Third, allow the body to process. Somatic practices like shaking, breath work, and even movement can help metabolize the survival energy left from the harm. Fourth, explore what real safety looks like for you now. Forgiveness becomes an option only after you feel protected, resourced, and clear. Fifth, if the culture around you tries to rush your process, remember that forgiveness is not a badge of enlightenment. It is a choice, not an obligation. These are the same steps I guide inside the sovereignty sequence because true healing honors both truth and timing. From a spiritual lens, forgiveness is powerful, but only if it includes you. Forgiveness that costs you your boundaries, your honesty, or your sense of reality is not spiritual. It is another way of betraying yourself. Your nervous system will continue to sound the alarm until it feels you are truly on your own side. There is no rush. Forgiveness can come later in its own time, after the wound has been tended, after you feel grounded in your worth again. That is the kind of forgiveness that is sustainable. That is the kind that is sovereign. If you're navigating this edge, feeling torn between your desire to move on and your need to stay with the truth, you are not alone. The sovereignty sequence was built to hold you through these initiations, giving you practical steps and steady support so you can heal without abandoning yourself. If you want a place to begin, comment below, give me the guide, and I'll send you my top 7 energetic boundaries for awakening empaths to protect your clarity and your healing. Forgiveness is sacred, but so are you. There is no need to rush either. And as always, may the shadow wane and the stardust remain.